I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need the brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And woo! Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Woo! Watch how I set it up. Bet you I shut it down. Watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins. Yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits. Yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
Two cutters through the middle. Artie up for three.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on applying the scheme. The true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze cut, freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares. A bomb break sky high. Check the movement is here. Yeah. It's one heart, one shot. Now the future is yours. Go.
Kia ora, namaste, talo falava, malo elele, bulavinaka, and welcome to Heritage Hockey Tournament 2023, the newest and most exciting hockey tournament on the national calendar. For those of you new to Heritage Hockey, it's the melting pot of pride, passion, flair and skill, and we're bringing you all 16 games live and free thanks to local Gecko Productions and One Foundation. I'm Brad Pittman and I'll be bringing you all the action this Easter weekend from the Waikato Hockey Centre here in Hamilton. Now I'm joined in commentary by former New Zealand men's hockey player and probably one of the toughest men to step foot on a hockey field, Pasifika legend Brett Lever. Bretty, good to have you here.
Hey, thanks very much, Brad. I'm super excited to bring the tournament down to Hamilton. We're looking forward to giving these kids opportunities, and this is what it's always about. So I'm just super excited to see some really quality hockey.
Yeah, that's it. And we talk about giving opportunities. We've got the New Zealand Māori Jnrs side out there in their maiden tournament, taking on a Pasifika side with some pretty fresh new threads out there. Pretty, they're looking good.
Yeah, they are looking good, and it's extremely good that they are able to bring their own flair to their uniforms, who they are and what they represent. The only hard thing for us, Brad, at this stage is that the numbers are exactly the same colour as the uniforms.
Yeah, tough to pick, although I'm sure if Jan Peterson gets whistled for a card, he'll pretend it wasn't him anyway, so they'll send whoever they want off the park. Maybe a tactic there to keep some players on the field. Now, as we see the teams, they're just getting ready to come out. It is the Pasifika men in their floral navy and pink multicolour with the navy blue shorts and pink socks. They're facing off against the New Zealand Māori under-21 side in the red, gold and black kit. And as we just have a look at a couple of the teams here, newcomers to this year's tournament, the New Zealand Māori under-21 team could be the surprise packet of the weekend, coached by David Hayes and Sam Hewitt. The junior Māori team will feature players that have had success at this tournament before, in Hale Pritchard, Adam Banks and Jordan Thomas playing in last year's senior team. But my eyes are on the next generation of players coming out of the hockey factory that is Te Kura Kaupapa Māori o Rua Mata in Rotorua. Keep an eye out for Kalan Mason, Tristan Waka and the brothers Te Oranga and Nōpera Hohepa for the New Zealand Māori junior side. And just a special mention to one of the all-time supporters of the New Zealand Māori junior teams. We wish a very happy heavenly birthday to Koro Jubilee Edmonds, no longer with us, but a massive supporter of that kaupapa. Now, matching up against them, last year's beaten finalists, the Pasifika men have returned as strong as ever and look like they have their eyes firmly set on going one better than last year. They've got the older heads there, and Adrian Smith and Jan Peterson and Stu Pitu if he does make it to the field this weekend. But I'm excited to see the combination of some of the younger players, especially in their midfield, and guys that have played together before, in the likes of Dan Scanlon, Alex Dio, Xander Fraser is out there today, which is exciting, and Javan Jones, who had a pretty good tournament for the Pasifika team last year as well. They're coached, and it's an upgrade in coaching stocks this year. Kevin Fraser's out there for the Pasifika men. Bretty's been resigned to the commentary box with me. But Brett, a lot to like about both of these sides out here in the first match.
Yeah, it is. It's always good to play the first match. There's a lot riding on the first game in regards to setting a standard, setting a platform for the rest of the weekend. Like you said, two quality sides, and I think today's always about opportunities and who takes them first. There will be a lot of nerves out there for the players, especially for the Māori under-21s. It's their first time playing the tournament. They've probably seen it. Some of them have participated in it, and it's just good for them to get out there and play. The Pasifika boys, they have a couple of young players here as well. So just hopefully they take it and just enjoy themselves more than anything else.
Yeah, and we were fortunate there just to see the team lineups for the two teams today. As mentioned, those are the new kits there for the Pasifika men. Looking good out there. And for that side, it looks like Seb Vainui will start in goal for the Pasifika men. And at the other end, it's Solomon Kaihe in goal for the Māori team. And as we look out there, it's TJ Huranui will start with the ball for the New Zealand Māori side. Brett, wouldn't you love to be able to grow a head of hair like that?
Are you talking about Jan Peterson or TJ?
I'll take one, you can have the other. They look like they got two haircuts combined and they're the wrong ones. Here we go, it's the Māori side. This is Adam Banks at the ball. He's at the back. He's captaining the side this morning. First game for both teams, obviously first game of our tournament. It'll be interesting to see how this Māori junior side have a go at this Pasifika team that have been here before. And just a special mention to our umpires for today's match. Out there is Max Beach and Anton Paulin looking after game one here of Heritage Hockey. And it's a favourite of yours, Brady, over there on the ball. Adrian Smith just rolled the ball around the back.
Yeah. Adrian's had a long tie with Fiji hockey, and he brings a sense of calmness to the side, and he's just, the way these guys want to play is nice and open, create a lot of space, and literally just try and create one-on-ones. Look for those opportunities.
Yeah, they're pretty composed around the back. I mentioned Xander Fraser a little earlier. Looks like Julius Talavau and Adrian Smith, as well as Zayna Yuk at the back there. Pretty strong group at the back for the Pasifika side.
Yeah, it is, and it's a lot of club hockey as well as representative hockey within them as well. So hopefully they set the foundation for Pasifika.
Yeah, interesting to see Adrian there. Often see him up the other end of the field.
Yeah, we do, but we all both know as you get older you tend to move backwards, right?
You keep the game in front of him, you'll say that. That's Xander Fraser just picking the ball up in the midfield, but going forward now. Just come back off a stint over in the UK. And, Xander, he's recently been at the Black Stick Super Camp as well last week. Good to see him out here for the Pasifika boys. There we go. This is composure that they do have in the back. Good skill there.
It's from Curvin.
Yeah, Curvin Guttenbiel.
Surely he's related.
Yeah, it's a pretty famous name in New Zealand sports is Guttenbiel. We'll add one to that, and young Curvin out there for the Pasifika team in the midfield. There's the Māori team at the back. It's Kalan Mason there. Just not able to link up with Keelan Stafford. Here comes Dan Scanlon with the ball.
Oh, good skills.
Great skill there by Scanlon, who I spoke to him a little earlier in the week, and he's not long come back from the Indoor World Cup for the New Zealand side, so perhaps a little bit of that stick skill on show there.
It's quite interesting the way Pasifika are playing. I think Kevin has them in sitting in a zonal press, just looking for those mistakes, those little bobble passes, and they're just trying to pounce on them just like Daniel did. So it's just about Pasifika now converting the PC.
Yeah, so first look at the attacking corner for the Pasifika side. I know Adam Kailea, a bit of a flick exponent. In previous years we've seen Aiden Fraser there, but not here this weekend. And it is going to be Kailea.
Great save.
The second shot is Kailea. Good couple of saves there in goal. It's Solomon Kai here for the New Zealand Māori Junior team. First on the drag flick and then on the follow-up. Adam Kailea had 2 bites of it there. And pretty solid from both sides there. Got the flick away, executed, and well defended as well.
Exactly. So I think they're still in that feel-out process. Who's going to be able to do what sort of options are going to be on.
That's solid work there by Kailea again. He's going to earn the free hit. That's Scanlon again, just probing around that edge of the circle.
Great piece of skill. Go, Jan.
Oh, and it's bounce. It's going to get there in the end. Looked like Rocco Ludolf there for the Pasifika men's side in the end. Wasn't the prettiest of strikes from Jan Peterson. He'll regret perhaps his contact on that, but it got there in the end. As we see, free hit taken quickly there by Dan Scanlon. He tries a little pop between the legs, which doesn't quite fall off, but Peterson here, that bouncy one's tough one. Yeah, and the touch across the goal. Pasifika men go up early, 1-0, and here they are again, coming forward off the turnover. Peterson, with a cheeky little shot off the back line there.
Any other team, he would have been told off for doing that.
No, not here.
Not here.
That's Jan Peterson, for those that have watched in previous years, an absolute weapon up the front for the Pasifika men's side. I think probably playing in the New Zealand Masters 65 team this year, I believe. He must be pretty close to getting his gold card. But out there still running with the young fellas. It's good to see Jan back again. Now this junior Māori side, Brett, just happy to sit in a bit of a half-court press here, perhaps wary of being exploited by this strong back group from Pasifika.
And as long as they show patience, I think both sides are showing patience, but it's just trying to manipulate little pockets, little spaces. I think the most important thing, especially for the under-21 side at the moment, is that they need to hold the ball for a bit longer, create a bit more, make Pasifika work a little bit off the ball. In these sort of scenarios here, it's just going to become, if you turn it over, they will make you pay for it. So, as they are right now, getting down to the baseline into the circle.
Yeah, there's another circle entry there for Pasifika. Looked like, was that Ratabuli down there for Pasifika? Yeah, you're right. And one of the features of the Pasifika game, overall iterations of Heritage Hockey, has been their ability to hold the ball. If it's not quite on, recycle, get the ball back out to their defensive group, who, as I mentioned, very strong group. So that when they do build an attack, it's pretty
Great
solid.
turnover.
Yeah, good turnover there. That's Nōpera Hohepa, one of the brothers. He's going to link up. That's his brother there, Te Oranga. A couple of boys out of Te Kura Kaupapa Māori o Rua Mata, coached there by Tinga Rangi Tauira
Oh, how good.
at the Kura. And they're actually in the process at the moment of making a short documentary piece as the first Kura Kaupapa to go to Rankin Cup this year.
Ting has done an amazing job in that space. He's given so much back to the sport, and he's given a lot to the kids and just helping them see a different pathway for them. So,
yeah, absolutely. Paved the pathway for many players coming out of not only the Kura there, but Wairiki as a whole. So, yeah, a lot of these players here will have had some influence from Tinga. Shout out to him. I'm sure he's watching. Hopefully he'll be over here at some point during the weekend. We'll try and catch up with him. But here's the Pasifika men's side. Good transfer around the back. That's Panga over there. Just working with Scanlon.
great.
That's a lovely midfield pass, and they go forward. Pasifika, circle edge, another good pass. Just unable to be brought in there. It's Zach Buenamasi up the front.
So I think Pasifika are starting to work out what the New Zealand Maori under-21s are doing. They're starting to find little pockets. They're starting to make those threats really pay, like by getting into the circle. I think the New Zealand Maori side probably have to squeeze in, make it a little bit more tighter. Not so easy for them to get in and out.
Yeah, that's it, because as we've seen already, this Pasifika men's side, if they turn the ball over in attacking position, they go forward with some pace. They've got real attacking threat, so yeah, perhaps just the ability to shorten things up a little bit for the junior Māori side and just keep possession is the key.
That's a great ball.
Yeah, that's a fantastic ball. It's Geordie Thomas there coming out of the back for the Māori side. Great skip pass. Unable to be brought under control, unfortunately, but it's a nice little weapon to see in his arsenal.
Oh, it definitely is. I would love to see the Maori 21s put a full press on here, just not to make it so easy for Pasifika just to look for the easy out, like literally make them work, like a turnover right there.
Yeah, that's perfect. If you can ask those outside defenders to make something happen and really put pressure on them too. Look, there's the turnover that they would have been wanting, and it's Tristan Waka on the ball there. And he'll do enough just to work their way into the attacking half. Interestingly, it looks like Stu Pidu is helping Kev over there in the coaching.
Yeah, he is. Stu said he's too old to play 4 games in a row, 4 days in a row, sorry. So he said he'll take today off and then try and get himself ready for tomorrow.
There's a little rumour going around that he actually faked an injury when he saw they had to play in singlets. So, I don't know, maybe we'll see him at the gym in the next couple of days and he might make an appearance.
He's not the only one, because quite a few of the boys got a shock when they put the singlet on, and I was like, is there enough time to go and do some curls or something? So,
unfortunate there. The Māori side did just earn them a couple of free hits, but this is probably what we expected could have happened with this junior Māori side. Just a bit excited, a bit things just not quite coming together in the first game. It's always tough to expect it to happen, and I'm sure they're going to get a lot better as the game and as the tournament continues. Here come Pasifika again. It's Javan Jones. Still going. Tidy work there,
Tidy
Geordie Thomas. He'll pass the ball up to Kalan Mason. That's it. I like this bit of extra pressure they're putting on at the moment.
Yeah, or so do I, and they really need to have a go because you're not here just to sit and try and lose 1-0. I think you literally have to have a go. Nowadays, hockey's a sport where you just got to score more goals. But like I say, Pasifika's up 1-0. The New Zealand Māori under 21 side have to literally have a go.
Well, and that one's going on the highlight reel of the of Xander Fraser there.
I blame the dry turf.
Yeah. Yeah. But unable to link up there going across the field was Xander Fraser. So it's Mason again on the ball for the Māori Junior side. There's Banks. He's got Waka.
See, this is better ball movement. Much better ball movement. But it's just making sure that it is stick to stick.
Yeah, it looks like and a couple of times they've gone over there, perhaps targeting Adam Kailea for all the attacking prowess he has. Perhaps a target for that junior Māori side to work around on that side of the field as they, perhaps the Pasifika team bring Jan Peterson to try and fix a little bit of that.
See, this is a really good screen. So this is going to make Pasifika work and think.
Yeah, and it's one thing you'd expect from this
great
ball. It's going to get through, and it is Kailea here. Links up. Shots there. Good tidy save there by Solomon Kaihe, but it's still in the circle. He saved again.
Saved again. Great.
Oh, big bat out the middle. Easy does it. Xander Fraser will win the free hit. Try and spark something. That's Jan Peterson on the ball here. Punga. Punga's got Peterson again, and Peterson just let that one over the back line. Yeah, you'd expect to see this junior Māori side really active up in their high press. You think of David Hayes and Sam Hewitt, those guys that are coaching them, like to play in the front half of the field more.
Because both of them never ran back.
That's why. That's it. They press or nothing, those two.
Exactly. I think the tempo will start to change as players get tired.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's... pass it didn't need to be thrown there. Geordie Thomas did all the good work in getting the free hit from Xander Fraser, but then just batted it straight up the middle of the park. There they go, they recycle. Look at that. That's their right side looking at again.
It's another good ball.
Yeah, they're just picking that side of the field a little bit at the moment, the junior Māori side, but as we mentioned, they've got to be wary of this Pasifika counter-attack. Still there. Oh,
well done.
Good effort by Adam Kailea. Maybe he heard us up here that he'd do a little bit more running. Good stuff out there, Adam. It was Adam on Adam. Kailea versus Banks on the baseline there. As we count into the final couple of minutes here of this first quarter, it is the Pasifika men up 1-0. Thanks to a goal in the end scored by Rocco Ludov. And really have had the run of this quarter. Haven't seen much of, haven't seen any yet of Seb Vainui in goal for the Pasifika men's side. And good start so far for the returning finalists. There's Zane Ayuk. We've got Adrian Smith. And they'll just get a reset. So again, this Māori side just happy to fall into a bit of a half-court press here at the moment. It's Alex Dio here. Played the last two tournaments for the Indian men's side.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, but of course being Fijian Indian, he flipped the coin and it was Fijian this weekend. So
there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah, he's out here. I caught up with him a little earlier in the week, and he's stoked to be out here with the Pasifika boys. Local man, Alex Dio, plays for the Collegians Club here in Hamilton. There we go.
Yeah, they're still managing to get on the outside of the Pasifika left-hand side, and I think hopefully Kevin and Stu fix that, because later on that may create a lot more problems, because you and I both know once the ball gets out to the outside half who's higher than the striker, it requires a lot more running from everyone else.
Yep.
So they just need to probably squeeze in a bit more. It's a great ball.
Yeah, Jan Peterson looking for that one. Yeah, you're right. The Māori side have got a little bit of purchase out of that right outlet in this first quarter, which, like I said, if they can get it and can get in behind that outside striker, it requires handoffs or a free man moving or some zonal stuff, and if they can get that next pass coming. There's that turf again.
Well done,
Ready?
Jan. Pass it, please. Pass it.
He's got Scanlon. There is Scanlon.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
and it's going to go in the end. Oh, that's an unfortunate one there for the New Zealand Māori junior side. Well finished by Scanlon. But it was a really good defensive effort there. As we look at the replays, so Jan Peterson got the turnover. He finally did pass it. Oh, and it's Adam Banks with the touch just over the stick of Solomon Kaihe in goal.
So what we found out here, that I think it was deemed back of the stick from Dan Scanlon's shot, hence the
Right.
reason no goal.
I see. So they've perhaps been let off one there, the junior Māori side. Max Beach, the umpire down there, he was closest to it, and he will have had a good look at it. So still 1-0. We resume here. It's Norpeto Hohepe.
Great
Yeah.
skills.
There's Adam Kailea. He's got Jan Peterson with him.
4 seconds.
There's not a lot of time, and that'll probably be enough there. Yeah, and that is the first quarter there. So a late goal in that quarter erased by the umpires there. Brett, it's 1-0 to Pasifika at the moment. We'll get our scoreboard just corrected in-house there to 1-0, but probably a good start for the Pasifika side, bar fixing up that little issue on the left.
I think it's a feeling out process. You and I both know when you come into these sorts of tournaments, you haven't played with the people around you, and it's just getting a feel for who is doing what and how they do sorts of things on the field itself. I think, personally, me being an ex-Pasifika coach, I wouldn't be happy with what I just saw there in regards to the intensity. Every time Xander got the ball, everything was moving fluently, moving forward. I just think they need to pick up the tempo. I would actually put more pressure on the young boys. These are the sorts of games you need to try things out for later on in the week.
Yeah, you're right, and as mentioned in the build-up, this is a team that I think will be looking for the final come Monday, and they need every rep they can at a high quality if they're going to get there and get over the line this year. So you're right, if they want to do that, they have to really play with some quality and fix things now or sort things out now, so that come Monday they can be firing, because with such a short format tournament, if you perhaps lose a game early in the tournament, it makes it tough to get there by the back end.
Oh, it does, and it's always about doing the small things right. It's just keeping things simple instead of trying all these fancy one-touch passes. Just trap the ball, because possession is purely what the sport is about. The longer you can hold the ball, the more movement you can have, the more chances you can create, and you're not exactly running your legs out. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing to note here. Of course, it is 4 games in 4 days. And if you spend all your time just dribbling and running with the ball instead of letting the ball do the work, Monday's a long way away.
Oh, it is. Monday's definitely a long way away. And I think it's about just setting a standard, I think, for both of these teams. And that's another great ball outside. Pasifika will need to fix that, because this cannot be happening.
Yeah, and that's Gregan Maui coming forward with the ball there. He's a real live wire if he does get going. He's got a ton of pace, as we see him there. Mow down Kelvin Radabuli pretty easily. New Zealand touch player is Gregan Maui. Yeah, and perhaps that's something that the coaching staff have seen. Maybe we put a bit of a strike out there because the right side's working. Here we go. We want to see some pressure here from the New Zealand Māori side. He's kind of gone alone there, TJ Huranui, unfortunately. And Pasifika are able to work the ball back up into the attacking half. That's a lovely transfer out to Smitty. And great ball forward. It's probably those little passes there that don't need to be forced.
No, I agree with you too. I agree. I mean, like, what was wrong just holding on to the ball for another 2-3 seconds to make sure it actually was on, because they've just got the ball into a really good space and then they've just turned it over and given the juniors an easy outlet.
Yeah. Realistically, for that junior side, it's on the forehand side. It's outside the circle. There's not a lot of stress down there. And a great little overhead ball there from Adam Banks. Again, finds Greg and Maui. Yeah, they're looks like they've found something here, this junior Māori side, but here's the counter-attack. It's Jan Peterson on the ball.
Great ball into Dan.
Scanlon. Just can't link up there. The build-up was really nice. The pass infield from Jan to Scanlon, really great. But again, probably had another second. He could have just made sure of that pass.
I think so, because these opportunities will not come later on in the week. And like you were talking about before, Brad, they need to start making sure they make these count. You know, you get a 30-metre, 40-metre pass up the side. It cleans out everyone through their screen. And it's what's next that's coming from it.
Yeah, just as we praise their right side, it's Te Manawanui McPherson on for the junior Māori side at left half. He's got a fair bit of skill. Remember, that one's unfortunate.
Another good ball. If he looks up to his left, well done.
Yep, good, great. Oh. Yes, a couple of little icing things there, and I get that it's first game of the tournament, and the intent was right. He's tried to make the right pass, but like you said, you'd expect a little bit better execution, especially out of a guy like Dan Scanlon, who's played at a pretty decent level. There's Banks on the ball. He looked long. It wasn't there for him.
And once again, Pasifika have given up the outside. I think Kevin will have a good talk to the boys about what's happening out there, because it looks like Calvin is like playing far too wide instead of staying in, so that pass doesn't go down his forehand. So it's very important, great skills.
What a pick there. Huranui, but he gets it back, Xander Fraser. It's probably one lesson to learn. If you beat Xander Fraser once, leave it at once. Get out of there.
Just get out of there and pass the ball.
Yeah, you're not going to beat him twice. But it was a great pick there by Huranui. Here's Banks now looking right again.
Just have to be patient. That's all they have to do.
He's going to do well enough
done,
there.
Well done.
And here they go. It's Hale Pritchard.
It's a lovely ball.
Yeah, good out there. Zena Yuk coming forward for Pasifika.
That's another lovely ball up the sideline. Bad luck.
Oh, unfortunate there, yeah. Things are building here for the New Zealand Māori junior side. They're starting to get a little bit going here, but man, that threat of the counter-attack from Pasifika is dangerous from anywhere on the park. Remember, that started from 15 metres off their own back line in the corner. Two passes.
Sorry, Brad, I was just watching Xander Fraser telling Calvin to come in a bit more on those long balls, just to sort out that ball going down his forehand. So Xander was aware of it as well.
Yeah, they've got to be on the same page up there when that Māori side do fall out to a back three as opposed to the back four, and who's looking after that.
Yep, exactly.
If you stay too wide, you get cut on the inside like they have done a couple of times. So yeah, it looks like Xander's identified that, and here they come forward. Dan Scanlon's won the free hit, and he's just put a little bit too much on that one there. But it looks like it's maybe come off a stick of one of the junior Māori players, and there goes again, Scanlon. And that one's not one of his finer efforts. An old coach of mine many moons ago used to always say you can't miss under the goal.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, perhaps Scanlon's enjoying the fact that you're up here and not down in the coach's box this year.
Someone would be getting screamed at right now, that's for sure. I think on those situations, by him dragging from right to left, it's always going to, it's such a it's a good shot when it comes off, but when it doesn't come off, it's very costly because you do take time to get the ball there. Everyone's working hard, and there's really no outcome to it, barring the ball going over local Gecko cameraman at the back there.
Yeah, we're well versed at dodging those nowadays. I'm sure Mike up there's either pocketed the ball or given his 2 cents.
I didn't know Mike was working this week.
Oh, it's not working. It doesn't do any of that. Here comes Adam Kailea, one-handed.
Great tip.
Great touch on.
Ball.
He's turned him inside out. It's the penalty corner here for the Pasifika men's side. Lovely one-touch pass there by Calvin Ratabuli across the top of the circle.
Yeah, I agree with you, but still, me being the person I am, it could have gone 1-2, and then Calvin was back in space and there was no one around. So it's those little decisions that they are making on the ball at crucial times. I'm sure they will clean it up.
Yeah, we'll see the set piece again here for the Pasifika side. Remembering it was Adam Kailea on the first bracket on their first penalty corner. He's moved over to the second at the moment. It looks like the goal scorer Rocco Ludolf is onto the first bracket. It will be Ludolf.
Great save.
Yeah, strong save by Kaihe in goal. The ball still with Pasifika. Oh, great bit of skill, Kailea. Again, I'm sure you'll we'll talk about it, but he had 2 guys with him in the circle. Probably didn't need the step back contested midfield jumper that he went for.
He's Fijian, so I'll give him a pass mark.
Yeah, that's the Fijian LeBron James in there, I think. We saw. And they'll work the ball out there, the junior Māori side. Good bit of skill. Look like Caleb Williamson there for the Māori side. Yeah, there are some decision-making things happening out there.
Definitely. I mean, like if we did stats on circle penetrations, New Zealand Māori Jnrs, here goes the ball intercepted here.
Yeah, that one's been
great tackle.
Still got some work to do. That's lovely work. That's come off the bouncy turfs of Ruamata, I can tell you that for free. Kalan Mason. Yeah, getting a little bit guilty here, this Māori side, of trying to play probably too long and working themselves into trouble. There's that right side again, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lovely
Oh, that's
ball.
a nice ball. There's a player on the back post. It's Ludolf.
And that's a great tackle.
Yeah,
Bad
excellent work there, Kalan Mason. Just couldn't bring it under control quick enough. Ludolf. Oh, and they come aerial back again. Oh, we're going to see our first card of the day. It's Javan Jones. Will earn himself a free 2 minutes on the sideline. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
It's something Jan Peterson would do just for a rest.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity now for the junior Maoris to start pushing people forward.
Yeah. Yeah, the player up for 2 minutes.
Yep.
And they've got a free hit in the midfield here. This is Kalan Mason. Banks.
This is where they don't need to panic on the ball. Just make it dead. There it is again. Well done.
Great turn in. Still got it going there. I think it's Waka out there for the Māori side. Hardigan jumps onto the ball. A good little probe there from the Māori side. Well defended as well for Pasifika.
Yeah, it is. And they've just got to trust themselves and just trust their skill sets and just have a go.
Yeah, if one thing you would have wanted to see out of a side coached by Dave and Sam is just some real flair going forward.
Oh, definitely. And
have a crack.
Yeah, it's a great ball out.
And here they go. This is numbers for Pasifika, but they've turned around. There's still players getting forward
run.
here.
Bad luck.
A good recycle back to the middle of the field here. Received the Alex Dio. Oh, and it's going to fall to them.
I think Kevin won't be too happy. I know for a fact they've So that over the last maybe 6 or 7 minutes, they've had maybe 7 or 8 circle penetrations, and there's been no real outcome, even the penalty corners. It's something that they will need to tidy up. These opportunities, like we talked about before, will not come around very often as you get later on into the weekend. This is a good period here. This is with only 10 men. So,
yeah, that's it. The key is when you're down a player, if you can hold the ball, slow the pace down a little bit, make sure you keep it for periods. I want to see this Māori team just go at them, throw some things.
As do I. I literally want to see them have a decent dig.
Yep, here we go. We're going to have another card here, the Pasifika men. So
that is Xander Fraser.
Xander Fraser, he's too big, too strong. They're still only at 10 though, because the other card did come back on almost at the exact time Xander got sent. So another 2 minutes here we'd expect for this Māori team to be up a player.
I'd just love to see the juniors to put a bit more pressure on them.
Yep.
Just stop the Pasifika team coming back and around. Put someone in the middle of the field so they can't exit and come back, and force them down one side of the field, just like this here.
Yeah,
force someone to make a decision and dribble.
Norpeta Hohepa on the ball.
It's a lovely ball.
Here we go, Geordie Thomas. He's got a reverse in him. Oh, well defended there by Alex Dio.
Very unfortunate. And this is the problem when you have so many chances like Pasifika have. All it takes is for the Māori juniors just to get up there once, have one shot, and it may be one goal, and then the whole game changes.
Yeah, absolutely. Great overhead ball there. It's Julius Talavau not able to be brought in. Zach Buenamasi. And Talavau will go for a break, bring Adrian Smith back onto the field. That's pound for pound, pretty good switch there, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's just like George Foreman going for Floyd Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
Well, there it is. He's done well to turn around and get that going towards goal, but...
Well, I'd still love him to see him try and manufacture himself a penalty corner.
Yeah, it fell to him there. It was Brad Hardigan, I believe, for the junior Māori side. And here they come out, Pasifika, Jan Peterson. Just probing that left side of the field. Under a bit of pressure, though.
Yeah, and these are the little turnovers that Pasifika don't need at the moment, especially when they're one man down, and there's a lovely ball inside. Yeah,
and they've got a player ahead. Hale Pritchard's in the circle.
This is like we were saying, it's just one.
Yep, one of these could fall, and all of a sudden
the game is on.
Yep. Good relieving overhead there. Atabuli will have to take on Maui and Mason. That's not the way to do it.
It's not.
Unfortunately, he probably had two of the fastest guys on the track running at him, and the pass to his chest probably isn't the way to get out. Here comes TJ Huranui.
Well done.
He'll earn the free hit and come forward. Oh, unable to bring that in. They're going to try and put a bit of a press on here. Looks like the Māori side are trying to get over here. Smitty just taking his time, hoping those 2 minutes.
I just thought he was tired, sorry. It's a lovely track, that like.
And they are back to 11 now, the Pasifika men's side. Here's Adam Banks taking on Adrian Smith.
Lovely entry.
Here's Norpeta Hohepa.
I think Jan Peterson was very lucky there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a cynical one.
Yeah, it was. So this is all the New Zealand Māori juniors need to do, is just hold the ball in here, force this to happen.
Yep.
Bad luck.
Unfortunately, yeah, interesting there, and it did happen, but Calvin Ratabuli actually ran at the middle defender, and if he'd been exposed there up that right side, it was dangerous.
Yeah, it is, and I think someone will talk to Calvin at this stage just to tell him to slow down, because in these sort of presses, or you're just trying to keep the ball in front of you.
Oh, lovely pass. Caleb Williamson, people looking for a corner. Oh, he's looking for the pass. Oh, wow. That one's just rolled up the middle of the circle. Nobody on it either side. And Pasifika breathe a sigh of relief. They can't get this half-time soon enough at the moment.
Just on that there, it's just like the New Zealand Māori Jnrs had 7 players back.
Yep.
I don't know if they're worried about the counter-attack. You've just got to put more numbers in there just to make things a little bit more hectic for people.
Yeah, that's it. Like a ball up the baseline shouldn't be able to roll out the middle of the circle untouched like that.
Great ball in, great tackle.
Good tackle. Kalan Mason. There's Banks on the ball. They'll go into the final minute or so of this first half. It is the Pasifika men still with the 1-0 advantage on the scoreboard.
Do not want to turn over there. It was the pass that earlier. Pass.
Jan Peterson. And Ratabuli on the line. Oh, all the work was Jan Peterson, but the score will go to Calvin Ratabuli there for the Pasifika men's side. And I mentioned that they couldn't get half-time come quick enough. Perhaps they were happy to play that final minute, because we see here. Yeah, did have to be put in.
Jan wouldn't say that.
No. Jan saying that's hitting the middle of the backboard before anyone touched it, but look, they did have to put it in, and it's another one on the board there for Pasifika. Ratabuli extends their lead to 2-0 right before half-time. They just tried to throw a little something there, the Māori side, as the clock expired. And as we go into half-time, Pasifika men up 2-0 over the New Zealand junior Māori side. And look, Brett, as good as the scoreboard might make them feel, the Pasifika side, there's a lot of things that they'll want to be talking about at this half-time break.
Oh, definitely, because it's always about the opportunities that you create, and we've already spoken about it, that you have to be a lot more clinical, especially when you create 2-on-1s, 1-on-1s. You know, the Māori Juniors are giving opportunities. You just got to be a lot more clinical in what they are. I'm sure Pasifika will work it out, and I'm sure, well, hopefully, you know, David and Sam with the juniors, you know, just make them relax and let them have a go. I'd love to see them run with the ball a bit more. I'd love to see them stretch it out. And it's just taking care of the ball, especially don't turn it over and become into this wave hockey. You know, they've created a couple of nice chances in the later stages in that second quarter. So.
Yeah, that's it, and they definitely grew into that game, the New Zealand Māori side. Obviously buoyed by about a 4-minute period there where they were a player up, but some opportunities did start to come, and we saw a bit more attack out of that side. So they'll take a lot out of that first 35 odd minutes, perhaps not the last 30 seconds of it, but yeah, they're if they can score first coming out of this halftime break, they'll take a lot of confidence, and you know, once those young fellas get their noses up, they're going to be hard to put down.
All it takes is just one opportunity, and they've had a couple of opportunities there. You know, there needed to be an outcome. Their ball that just came straight back up in the middle of the circle and no one was there. That's just an attention to detail thing.
Yep.
And it's just the boys having self-belief within themselves that they are here for a reason. They can compete, and they are competing, and it's just their little mistakes that they just need to rectify.
We're going to make a special mention of the goalkeeper for the junior Māori side, Solomon Kai here. We see some of the highlights here so far in this game. He's had a lot of work to do and been equal to the most of it. That one, an unfortunate there. You can't blame him for that one, but man, he's done some good work in goal for the junior Māori side. For every opportunity that Pasifika had, he's pretty much had an answer to it, bar a couple there. He's been strong, and to have some of the defenders for the New Zealand Māori side, they've had a lot of work to do. I think Kalan Mason's been really good down this defensive left side for them. And then, of course, for the Pasifika men's side, Jan Peterson and Dan Scanlon have been really good at their high-press turnover. We'd like to see a little bit better decision-making, perhaps, from those around them up the front. But they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, they are, and it's not easy up there, as you and I both know, being top-level athletes. You know, the running that you're asking guys to do nowadays is completely different, you know, to 10 years ago. So, but it's quality over quantity. If you run a lot smarter, you do things smarter, you have that time to make better decisions. I think a lot of the guys are getting a rush of blood when they're in the circle and they're trying to execute something that they wouldn't normally do in the first place. It may be nerves, it just may be trying to do something that they're not used to. So I just love to see both sides just to literally just... the reason this tournament is invented is for us to showcase who we are. And there's been some great skills, don't get me wrong, but I just want us to show a lot more.
Yep. As we see some of the great shot there above the teams. It was interesting to see Xander Fraser taking a real charge in the talk there. Him and Jan Peterson, they kind of split into two groups for a little bit there, and Xander and Stu kind of looked after the defenders, and it really looked like Jan was trying to talk through some of the shaping stuff up the front. It has been something that the New Zealand Māori Jnrs team have identified, perhaps a little right defender breach there, so they'll, I'm sure, be looking to nip that one pretty quickly. And then on the other side, Sam Hewitt's really getting in there and loading up. Maybe he's taking some of the secrets from the last two camps and feeding them that way. Fred, he's been feeding something.
Oh, I don't know. He's lost weight, hasn't he?
It's looking good.
He's looking good. I just literally, like I said before, I just want to see this young Maori side. They're here for a reason, like we've talked about, and they just need to have a go, trust their skill sets. Take some sort of confidence that they did manage to have a couple of circle penetrations, and if they had just slowed down and made a better decision on the ball, like we were just talking about it before, is that one shot, maybe one goal, then all of a sudden it's 2-1.
Yep.
And you start to test the adversity skill sets of Pasifika. Do they keep on playing like they're playing, running out, with the ball, looking for turnovers? And it just comes down purely to, a fitness sort of thing, especially at the back end. The last quarter will start to really tell on players.
Yeah, and perhaps that's one advantage this younger junior Māori side might have is those legs at the back end of the game. But man, I'd love to see them really take it to this Pasifika side for this first 5 minutes, especially. Just really ask some questions of them. But letting Xander Fraser get the ball for free in the midfield is not a question.
It's not a good idea, is it? No.
It's not one you want answered.
No.
And just like that, there's Pasifika men attacking the entry down there. There's Kevin Guttenbiel. A lot more hair than Arwen had in his day.
He's got a lot more hair than Jan.
Yeah, it could be Jan Guttenbiel out there at the moment. And here they go, Talaval with the entry. He's going to sail across the circle, probably across where Jan Peterson likes to be.
Yeah, I think quite a few of them had pushed that way. You had Calvin and Adam on that side of the penalty stroke spot as well, so it's quite interesting that there wasn't anyone on this side.
Yeah, and just changing goal at both ends for both teams here. It's Miles Landon has come out for the New Zealand Māori Junior side, and David Finau come out for Pasifika. And here are Pasifika, it's Guttenbiel, Ratabuli, the goal scorer.
I think Pasifika are able to control a lot of the game due to when there's a turnover, they're finding the middle of the field in regards to switching the play as fast as they can. And that's where Dan Scanlon and Xander have been operating, and they're doing a really good job at this stage.
Yep.
But the under-21 Maori side need to have that high striker. As soon as there's a turnover, he needs to flood that. So Pasifika have to go back and around instead of getting the other side of the field.
Oh, here we go. No Peter Hohepa there. It's TJ Huranui.
This is where you want composure.
Yeah, and unfortunate there. It's a little poke tackle from Talaval. And one pass and they're almost out here. Pasifika, Guttenbiel, Peterson. Oh, that's tidy. Oh, and again, showing his class, Jan Peterson. Good save. Yeah, strong save. Had to be made there. And now he's asking for the free hit. He's not going to get that one. And here they go up this right side again. I've got players forward. Probably didn't need to be dribbled there. No,
I would have liked to have seen him toss that because Adrian Smitty came off his man.
Yep.
Not being a proper left half, you can see he was uncertain if Dan Scanlon was going to get there.
Here we go, Te Oranga Hohepa. Coming up against some tall timber at the back there in Zaina Ayuk.
Great. Good luck.
Yeah, and it's young Tristan Waka out here. Great to see the carry on of that lineage. His old man spent many a time playing in goal for the New Zealand Māori side. Nātana in his time. It's his oldest boy out there, Tristan. Here we go, it is Adrian Smith at left half. He's got Xander Fraser. Probably struggling with this heat nowadays. Used to the brisk mornings in the UK.
He's still looking sharp as ever as well.
Yep.
That's a lovely ball.
Yeah, that's what we saw the junior Māori side do in the first half. Really exposed that right side.
Once again, they just turn it over as they're entering the circle. Julius looking for someone to get down to the tee spot, and it's just that decision making. They do all this hard work to get the ball up there, and then there's just literally no outcome. It's just a free turnover. Once again, the under-21 side gets on the outside of that striker.
Yeah, the outside strikers for Pasifika, again, just not...
Here we go, here's an isolation play.
Here we go, Te Oranga Hohepa. Good cut out there by Ayok. Yeah, this the front three from Pasifika here, we're just not quite adapting to the shape well. The outside's got drawn in by the little 1-2 in the middle and then exposed on the outside.
The problem when that happens, there's a lot of other things that need to happen in regards to the midfielders have to come. Everyone else has to do a different job, and it just forces a lot more running. And I think they will clean that up after this, after they go back and watch us and listen to us talk about it all game.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
As we see the Pasifika men's side, of course, making special mention to One Foundation, who big supporters of the live stream in this year's tournament. That's a pill. Adam Kailea putting one on a plate for Calvin Ratabuli. I heard a wise man call him Rick James this morning.
And you can see
why.
Yeah.
We'll see what the...
and there's that ball again.
Very nearly, yeah. They're just... So it's interesting, the New Zealand junior Māori team opting to play with the back three, and rather than pull a middle striker out to deal with that, the Pasifika team going, yeah, we'll play front three as well, which exciting to see, but man, it means the midfield have to be in the right spaces, and those three up the front really have to understand their role.
It's a lovely
one
pass.
Yeah, 1-2. Kailea and Jones can't pull that one in though. Javon Jones.
I think a lot of it comes down to communication as well. If they are communicating, I can see Xander as we speak. He's pointing people in the right direction.
Yeah.
So that's a lot better because Adam's playing with them in front.
Yeah, so we can see there they've gone to the two strikers this time instead of staying a three up.
Yep.
Jan's had to look after the promoted, and now Kailea's going to have to do some work. This is his man.
And that's an excellent run. Good skills.
Great skill, Tristan Waka.
That.
Xander Fraser, he's already been off for 2 minutes. The line we were just on, I don't want to point it out too bad, but oh my. That's more than 5 minutes. That one's a bad one. Here they come, Pasifika.
Now if Mike looks to the other side of the...
he's just going to say lifted.
So this is a problem now, is that becomes like wave hockey. So you attack, we attack, you attack, we attack, and whoever can execute. At this stage, we didn't really need that turnover, did we?
We've actually got decent numbers trying to get ahead here. To the midfield, it's Hohepa, Waka. He's got Banks at the back. Yeah, we'll have to give a little shout out there to Xander Fraser. He's got away with absolute murder.
Inside foot pass.
Yeah, if only there was a camera position right where you and I were sitting. Here they come, Pasifika men.
So this is where Jan Peterson's inside there.
Yeah, he's dark on that one too, Jan. He knows if that had just been tipped on, he was in the sniff. But you're right, this is where things are just going to start to get stretched out a little bit. And, I mean, either team's susceptible to conceding, but, man, not a place the Pasifika team, I think, need to get into with a... No,
you don't, especially with the younger side.
Yep.
And it's just paying attention to detail and knowing, like, keep the ball for a good, 30, 40 seconds, and that's a lovely pass.
For two players coaching this New Zealand Māori junior side that have never played in the defensive half,
Yeah.
I've been impressed by their
So have
movement
I,
around the back.
and I tip my hat to them, that's for sure. I think they're doing okay, and it's like I said, Pasifika probably need to hold the ball for a lot longer period.
Yeah, they come out of left half. It's Julius Talavau on the ball. Hohepa looking after him.
See, that pass there cannot happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pressing stuff you'd expect to have locked in.
Yeah, exactly. It cannot go between the top striker putting a little press on and then him not working back. All it was just 3 metres and a stick on the ground, and that ball can't go back. And it's a lovely ball.
lovely
And this
entry
is
as
all
well.
about communication in here. Lovely one,
nice
too.
pass.
Good skills.
Oh, it's back of the stick there. Regan Maui, I think, had found himself out of here. It's unfortunate there because he'd done all the hard work.
Oh, he had, and it's just decision making.
Here we go, Pasifika working out of there, and then it's Talavau again. It's not what he drew up, but it's going to work, and here we go.
Pasifika running into themselves here.
He's going to get away with it. Here we go, Te Oranga Hohepa. He's got Hale Pritchard. Here is Pritchard. Still going, Pritchard. Oh no. Oh, it's an unfortunate one there for the junior Māori side. He's done well though, Norpeto Hohepa.
He has.
Didn't stop, kept working. And Brett, just as we hear, it must be the Pasifika woman up next because I can hear the tunes are playing.
Definitely. That's a lovely ball. Tackles that.
Oh, he's still going, Xander Fraser.
All he needs to do is
Big
look infield,
open.
and Jan
Jan
Peterson.
wants it. Oh no. Oh, he was screaming for it too, Jan. Xander. Dark as well. He looks like he may have just perhaps pinched something in the back. Really hoping that's nothing serious for Xander Fraser. He is able to jog off, so good signs. I'm hoping it's just a quick bit of ice and yeah.
All it takes is one goal from the junior side, and I think this game will open up even more.
Yeah, and we'd love to see it as spectators and lovers of the game.
Oh,
And
definitely. And in saying that, they are creating chances now.
Yep. And certainly not that one person makes a whole team, but if Xander Fraser is going to be off for a little while, it might make things a little easier for the junior Māori side.
Oh, definitely. He's one of the guys. He's literally the leader there who talks a lot.
Yep.
So, he's putting people in the right places. In saying that, it just missed an outside shot there. But he brings a sense of quality and an understanding the game in regards to slow it down, speed it up, slow it down, when to counter attack.
Yeah, I guess that's probably one of the things we miss from having someone like Stu Piru there as well.
Definitely.
And his ability to do that. And Aiden. And
Aiden Fraser as well. Yeah, definitely.
But it gives an opportunity for some of these other guys to step into that role. We've seen 3 years now of Julius Talavau and Zane Ayuk both back there. They should kind of know what the deal is for this team. Of course, a lot of that leadership will land now on Jan Peterson and Adrian Smith while he's out there as well.
This is what they need to do, is just be patient here. You don't need to force that $1 million pass.
Yep.
Just keep the ball, make them keep sliding, make them keep moving.
Yeah, that one didn't need to be forced. That positioned well to just come back out again.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And it's just playing a game of chess.
Yep. Yeah, and that can often happen when you're the young team, new team at a tournament, but also you're behind on the scoreboard. You think everything has to happen right now. I mean, there's still 20 minutes in the game here.
And with those sort of passes that Pasifika are throwing out and them being contested, it's just a straight turnover.
Great pass. Solomon high a plank. Here's the opportunity. It's gone in.
Called a goal? No.
Oh, have to.
It's a long corner.
Yeah, I don't think they actually. I think the last touch from a Māori player was outside the circle. It was high a plank there.
This is a good entry here. This is all they need to do, is just keep the ball around this area here and just manipulate the little spaces.
Here we go. Oh! Oh, it was a fantastic finish in the end, but
it's a great finish.
Oh, he might have given himself the little kick to help him get there.
This is where Pasifika need to be very careful, because if they keep just, like turning possession over,
this could go the wrong way pretty quickly here if they don't lock in here, this Pasifika team. Keelan Stafford on the ball.
Oh, it's pretty dry out there, isn't it?
Yeah. Javon Jones does enough, and they'll win the free hit coming forward. And it's the Pasifika team at Scanlon in the middle of the field.
And this is where Dan needs to take over as well, and then control the pace. More than anything else, just control the pace and when to do things.
Here we go. It's Jones. It's fallen there for them. Pasifika. Oh, that one's lucky. He's got the low fade there. Greg and Maui bounced off the head there. They make him tough down the coast where he's from.
Xander Fraser's back on, so he looks okay.
Yeah, fortunate things there. I'm glad to see him back out there. I'm sure the Pasifika team are as well.
They are.
Both teams just getting into the little scrap here of this 2-minute period as we work into the last quarter break. Here's Jan Peterson. Got well cleaned up in the end by Maui. Here's Williamson. Stafford still on the boys. Win the free hit. He's done well there. Patient.
I think Xander's playing as a free man. You guys can't see it on the screen, but we're looking at the other side of the field. The New Zealand Māori Jnrs have literally opened up the whole lot.
Yeah, and when you've got Adam Banks can throw a little overhead there. And here we go. Te Oronga Hardigan. That's hit his leg yet.
That's the outcome they wanted. Well
That's
done.
it. Yeah, so you just saw there. So they sent a couple of players, and this is typical of a Dave and Sam setup, is to just throw a couple extra high, make the defenders either have to make the decision to play all the way out and open up the midfield pockets, or stay zonal and offer perhaps the little overhead. Put onto the leg there. It was Brad Hardigan for the Māori team onto the leg there of Alex Dio. And here we go. First look at the set piece here. I'd assume it's Geordie Thomas. Yep, he is there lined up, just the one bracket for the Māori under-21 side. Their first corner of the game.
Yep. So where do you reckon? I say bottom left.
The bottom left. I know Geordie Thomas, he wants all the glory.
Oh, no
He's
way.
going in the roof. Oh, Brett, stop it. And that's why you made it to the top and I'm still here talking about it. Here we go, Geordie Thomas again, just around the edges. About 20 seconds to go here. They might have one more go at it. Here the
At
Māori
least
side.
put the ball in. At least put the ball in. At least put the ball in.
Want something in the mixer. Under 10. Here's Hardigan. That's not going to ask any questions, unfortunately there. A bit of an anti-climax for the junior Māori side, and it's the third quarter break. Pasifika still up 2-0. Again, they're getting a lot better, this New Zealand junior Māori side, and look, all it's going to take is one goal, I think, to unlock a lot of excitement in this match. Brett, the Pasifika side, still with the run of the game, but just not the quality I think that they'd expect of themselves.
No, definitely. Like I was saying before, these overhead balls, if it's not trapped up on the other side, you just turn position over. I can understand you're trying to exit, get out a bit of trouble. So it's an interesting stage for both sides actually, especially this last quarter. If the junior Māoris can actually get one goal, I think it will all be on. like there has been some good passages. There's been some good phases where they put 2, 3, 4 passes, but the most, when you start putting 8, 9 passes together is when you start asking a lot more questions in regards to the running aspect, especially if you're defending. The communication levels have to go up even more because the movement starts to happen. But they are looking a lot sharper, that's for sure.
Yeah, as we see. Sweet, as those people watching at home would have been seeing the countdown on our time and seeing the refs look like they're given an extra 2 minutes every quarter. We are 17-minute quarters out here at Tachoki. No stopping and bits and pieces for penalty corners and what have you. So for all the people that were blowing up Brett Lever's phone about the clock being wrong, we've got it sorted. It's all good. It just means more free hockey for you guys watching at home. So
it does. And remember, we operate on island time. So.
Yeah, the game finishes when Jan says that he's done, apparently. When he takes his headband off, that's the equivalent of the fat lady singing. So here we go, the Pasifika team out here now, New Zealand Junior Māoris. It's fourth quarter, the last quarter of our first game of the day and of the tournament here at New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament. What a day here in Hamilton.
We woke up this morning and it was extremely cold and overcast, and I was thinking, oh no. So hence putting on the jeans and stuff, now paying the price.
Yeah. Oh, here we go, Dan Scanlon showing a bit of his skill. Yeah. That stuff there just doesn't need to be forced. It's we talk about expectations, and when you've got guys like Stu Perdue and Xander Fraser and Jan Peterson, they'll be expecting quality, and they will be a little disappointed in some of the execution here thus far, Pasifika. But there's a quarter to rectify that, and here comes Alex Dio out of the back. Here's Xander Fraser on the ball. Yeah, really showing his class.
Yeah. This is where Pasifika just need to slow down a bit and just, especially in these areas here, just hold the ball.
Yeah, it looks really frantic considering the Māori team aren't doing a whole lot. Here they go now, but that's a little better from Julius Talaval.
And they've got the turnover that they were after.
Here's Nōpera Hohepa. They'll come again here, the junior Māori side.
Trap.
Ooh. Kicked and cleared there. The opportunity. Oh. You hear the coaching staff from the junior Māori side imploring them to keep going, keep pushing. The opportunities are going to come. Here's Adam Kailea.
Great skills. This is when he needs to look forward.
Yep.
Jan's isolated 1v1 up there.
Here we go, Xander Fraser. He's got Hudunui on his back. Waves him off. Javan Jones now. That's better from the Pasifika team. That's what you want to see.
It is a lot better. I'd still like to see that person who's playing the deep pivot to play up on halfway, just to shorten up the length of the passes.
Right, they've got it back again here. It's Hohepa again in the middle of the field. It's Stafford. Just looking across the field. Jordy Thomas going to have to run onto this one. Jan Peterson's doing the leg work as well. Jan just stops and looks at it for a bit.
I think Jan could have saved his legs if he had done that run, like 10 seconds earlier, and he just, it's just switching on. More than anything else, it's just switching on.
Yeah, and here we go. A little bit of build-up here for the junior Māori team. A bit of movement up the front. Banksy's just looking, Banksy's looking, everything's up the train tracks.
I think Pasifika need to keep pushing forward. They cannot let these guys, throw in 30, 40 metre passes. They need to keep pushing forward, otherwise what they're doing is just compacting themselves. And that's when the communication things go wrong. This is a little bit better by Jan. At least put some sort of pressure on.
Yep.
And there's a turnover that they're after.
Well, that's it. You want to make those middles have to play to the outside, not straight down the middle of the park.
No, exactly.
And you can see here maybe the pace of the game and the heat of the day just paying a bit of toll here.
Oh, it is, and it's that there from, even though Adam made a lovely, he stepped forward, but then we just turned the ball over straight away, and now the juniors are back on attack.
Yeah. There's that overhead threat again from Adam Banks. He's picked them out well all day.
Please. Oh, great goal!
What a goal!
Great goal!
It's Brad Hardigan in the end there for the New Zealand junior Māori side, hunting on the left post like all good strikers should. Wow-wee. Check out the replay on that one. It's built up from the overhead. This pass has kind of bounced around. That shot there, Huranui, the touchdown there in the end by Hardigan. You see this other angle of it. It's going to look nice from here. This ball falls, Huranui, bang. Oh, yeah.
Great finish. It's a great finish.
Yeah, and just like that, 2-1. And Brett, this is what we wanted.
This is what we wanted.
Yep. Wow-wee, what a finish. That's what we probably expected from this junior Māori side.
And there's an easy outlet pass, which is 30 metres long.
And
then
cut out 5 Pacific players. Yep.
Exactly. Now it becomes a running race.
Here we go. It's the goal scorer, Hardigan. Still going. Got it back. Oh, wow, they got some confidence now. This is, we got 12
minutes.
Yep.
And it's going to seem like for Pacific, if they don't sort themselves, that's going to seem like 30 minutes.
Yep. We talk about island time. It's going to be 30 minutes of it out here if they can't keep the ball.
It's good to see Xander go back and start controlling things again. I'm sorry I'm harping on about it, but you're just throwing a ball back to a team who's just scored.
Yeah, and are full of confidence and probably have the legs advantage on you as well. It's especially when the Pasifika side are pretty strong at the back. They should be able to recycle the ball.
They should do, and they should just manufacture little free hits just to maintain position, get people in the right spots again.
And here we go. This is Adam Banks at the ball. The overhead threat's been dangerous. And again, we see, just off screen, you probably can't see it here, 2 strikers really high up the field for the junior Māori side. Really
once again, they get on the outside on the right-hand side.
Yeah, they had a lot of success there.
They have.
And they'll win the free hit up there too, the junior Māori team. So 2-1 now. Last quarter here, we're closing in on about 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes of action. And here is Waka. And he's earned the penalty corner. Julius Talavau just unable to get the dancing feet out of the way of that one. Oh, here we go. Could we see the equaliser in 10 minutes of madness? Check out the replay here. It's a lovely little baseline entry. Tristan Waka, little reverse, great skill. Onto the foot there. Just probably too upright there, Talavau, for a big guy.
Oh, exactly, but Xander, on those situations, Xander had confronted. Julius has to go forward with him and stay connected and not just sit back in a little pocket, and those little things happen, and it's just a communication thing. So we're going bottom, no, I go top left.
You got top now, Geordie Thomas. Oh, they've opted for the little deflection in front of goal. That, yeah, looks like it's off the defender there. The Pep's looking for a little slide pickup, or
I'd love to see him have a decent go at it.
Yep.
Yeah, not try something like that.
Yeah,
he's got enough power on him.
Oh, absolutely.
And I just, if he's put in the effort and the work, this is a great outlet.
Yeah, here we go, Buenamasi.
And here comes their running again. So it's running into traffic instead of passing.
Yep. Like you said, against a team that have scored, are up in confidence, and are hunting a second goal. Here we go, it's Keelan Stafford on the ball here.
Those sort of, that's too easy. I mean, the defender needed to step in front. Those passes can't come, especially when they're putting a press on, as they were.
Yeah, especially on the ball side. Yeah, on the defender should already be set up over there.
Yeah.
It's not like they've swung the ball around the back. And here we go, Pacific, it's 3-on-2. And Banks, that's the wisdom play, that one.
Oh, it is. It's just stopping it enough just to get some numbers back, right?
And now they've got numbers in the picture. Good skill here. The entry's on. Tucked it under. The shot for Scanlon. And Scanlon over the cage. Yeah, he got some choice words from his teammates there after that one. I think he was just...
And here's another. You know, those sort of passes that hit into the pockets between the screen is really hard.
It's turnover in the end there by Julius Talavau, stepping in front like we asked of the last time, but
Yeah.
that first pass probably shouldn't get in there.
No, it should not. No.
But they've got the ball here now, Pasifika, and they still do hold the 2-1 lead. There's a big transfer if they can get it.
I think Xander's seen it. No.
Oh. Zach Bunamasi had pushed himself up on the other side of the field.
So this is good. All they need to do is just hold this for a second.
Yep, it's not there. Yep, it's just not quite there. That one, unfortunately for Xander. Here comes Waka.
Good piece of skill.
Yep.
Well done. Good running, Javon.
Yeah, good read there by Javon Jones, and Julius Talavau again will win the free hit. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, Brett, if you were down in that coaching box for Pasifika, you'd just be imploring the men to just build some play, get a couple of free hits,
Yep.
string 5 or 6 passes together before we try for that breaching one.
Because there's enough quality with when you have Dan Scanlon and Xander playing in that, you know, that double midfield. Yeah, I mean, why not throw them the ball in and out?
Oh, good pick.
Good pick.
Jan Peterson, he's got Ratabuli. He's got one hand on the stick. It's going to fall there for them.
It's a
Rocco
great tackle.
Ludoff, yeah,
It's a great tackle.
strong in the back there. Geordie Thomas has been good in his defensive work there. They're playing a bit of a back 3, back 4 hybrid type of thing, and he's having to do a lot of work. Pasifika, yeah, good option. Let's just see. There's the middle presenter. Yeah. Not typical of what we've seen over the last couple of years from the Pasifika men's side.
No, it isn't. It isn't. But like I said, it's still the first game.
Yep.
It's a feeling out process. It's a different entity that we haven't seen before, like the Barbars, you know, a couple of years ago. It is because the New Zealand, the Maoris, the juniors are, you know, like I just want to see them have a go, and they do offer something different.
Here we go. It's Punga on the ball.
There's nothing wrong with doing this. There's nothing wrong. Because you're 2-1 up.
Yep, that's it.
You are 2-1 up, so there's nothing wrong with doing something like this.
Yeah, that's the thing is the only way to take the sting out of the attack of the junior Māori side is to make them work on defence.
Yeah, exactly.
If their striker group have to sprint and run and do the leg work, they're not going to be as explosive when they do have the ball. As we see, just unable again. Just the ball. We've seen it too often, I think, this game for the Pasifika men's side. Just the ball over the back line.
Yeah.
Uncontested, really.
It's a lovely overhead. Good trap. It's a lovely ball forward. But these are the sort of things that Pasifika need to get an outcome from. Yeah, you can't just let, you know, you can't just get in the circle and then just turn it over for the sake of turning it over. I mean, there wasn't really any execution there. Was he looking for a foot? Is he looking for a pass? And when you're running with the ball, I understand that the defender's on you, but you play enough hockey to understand, you know, what am I doing next?
Yeah, and the other thing too is that all the pressure is on the defender there.
Exactly, but you make it easy by doing something. You just give them an easy out.
Yep.
The hardest thing as a defender, especially in the circle, is moving your feet and keeping your feet moving, and by taking a soft option by turning back into it. Also, you've just got to go and have a lot more.
And there's another just searching ball over. The searching ball is probably not the one the Pasifika team need to be throwing. That's something you probably want to see from the junior Māori side. They're chasing. I just want to see them string passes together, and then when it does come to them in the circle, it's genuine.
It is. I'm sure Kevin will highlight it as well as Stu. You know, it's always about possession, and it's about just keeping the ball, stop making those little mistakes, because in the end they do come back to bite you.
Yeah, and here comes the junior Māori side. We're closing into about 3 minutes. First in there trying to throw the dive and not going to get to it. Panga on the ball for Pasifika.
So that's a lot better. Just slow down. Just slow down. Unless the junior Māori is going to put on a full press, just keep swinging that ball around like that. There.
Yep. If their middle's going to get up like that, make them run.
Yep.
Get your pivots working.
And this is a lot better.
Yeah, that's a better go forward there. There we go now. The Pasifika side.
Good, bad luck, good.
Yeah, great tackle, Gregor Maui. Now, this is not a player you want to try and run with, although Scanlon's pretty quick himself.
See, this is the effort that we're asking from Pasifika. So they're just attacking, and then they're coming back in 3s and 4s. Yeah, you know, when you turn it over, everyone has to get back.
Yep. Scanlon, he's got Peterson with him. There is Peterson. He's got Ludolf and Scanlon and Kailea. Finds
That's
Kailea.
A great ball.
Oh, he's done well, Miles Landon. Still with Kailea. Oh, he's flipped it through.
Well done.
And we've got penalty corner. Jan Peterson with a little scramble in front of goal. I think Jan might be asking for the stroke with Miles Landon so far out of goal. But there were a couple of defenders in the mixer there as we have a look at this. This is lovely build up here. Midfield transfer, always hard to defend. And Jan, this is a lovely pass here.
Great pass.
Kailea. He's patient, he does well here. Landon makes the save. This little cheeky number through the feet.
See, that's when you'd like to see them step forward in front of the defender and put that away.
Yep. So here we go, set piece. It's Kailea on the first. It is Kailea. Saved by Landon. Great save, Miles Landon. There's not a lot of time to think about that one. And Ludolf with the shot. He's not going to convert that one. Look, I've got to say, both goalkeepers for the junior Māori side have been solid.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So is this put your coaching hat on? Would you have taken them off about 2 minutes ago? Subbing the goalkeeper?
It's an interesting one now. Like I know a lot of coaches do it, and I've been one to do it in the past. But I just think when your goalkeeper's going well, I'd rather let him take the 1-on-1 or the 2-on-1 or the whatever it is than a defender, especially now that the defender doesn't get any especially now that the spare player doesn't have any privileges in terms of stopping the ball with his feet or hands or anything like that. But look, I've seen many a coach do it in search of that extra goal, but I think what we've seen here from this junior Māori side is just throwing a couple extra players forward. They're playing in a back three for the majority of the game anyway, so they should have the ability to throw an extra forward. And speaking of throwing it forward, Adam Kailea, he's not going to bring that one in. We're going to close in under 30 seconds here. There was a frantic little opportunity up there for the junior Māori side.
But this is when you want, instead of trying to take that shot, just get the ball, control yourself, and manufacture a PC or something.
Get a real opportunity. It
get
could
a real
be the
good opportunity. And that's a great ball there. Bad luck.
That's better work from Talavau. Nice and low.
Yeah.
His hands down near the ground. That's solid. And that's our ball game there, Bretty. It's the Pasifika men take the 2-1 game over the New Zealand Māori junior side. They'll get the points in the end. There's a lot to work on for the Pasifika side, but they'll take the competition points and move into tomorrow. This junior Māori side, I think they'll take a lot out of that game, confidence-wise.
Confidence-wise, definitely, and they know they can compete. It's not nothing that's going to be new to them tomorrow. They know what to expect. But like you said, Pasifika will take the points from here. I think they will learn a lot about themselves in regards to the patience when they're in the circle, attacking, backing around, their screens. So they will take a lot from that, and they will fix that.
Yeah, and so big games up obviously tomorrow for both of these sides. We'll see them in action here from day 2. Coming up shortly, though, will be the Pasifika women taking on the New Zealand junior Māori wahine team. There'll be some highlights coming up from this game that we'll have a look at. That's a beautiful shot there, thanks to the team at Local Gecko Productions. Brady, I'll get you to talk through some of these highlights, and I'll go down and...
do you have to go and do your...
I'm going to find us our man at the match here, which we'll announce shortly.
Thanks very much, Brad. definitely was a quality game going forward. In regards to the running aspect, a lot of people don't really see is that hockey is played at such a high intensity. You would have heard me talk about taking their chances. Pasifika took some of their chances, but I think Kevin and Stu would definitely be looking at how to fix those those little mistakes that they made. But overall, it wasn't a bad game to kick off heritage hockey. I think the New Zealand junior Māori side played extremely well. They are only going to get better, as we know, as we can see here. They created enough chances. All you need is 2 or 3 chances, and to put 2 of those away, they would have been right into the game. But in the end, the X factors for Pasifika were the Xander Frasers, the Dan Scanlons, the leadership of Jan Peterson up front. But extremely well done by the Māori Jnrs, especially the goalkeeper. He played an outstanding game. Both of them did, actually. But no, thank you everyone for tuning in as we're moving forward. The Pasifika women are on next against the under-21 Māori girls. So good way to start the tournament. Some really good passages, some dogged, determined running. It wasn't a bad day to start off. So. Yeah. Okay, thank you everyone. At the stage we're just about to, Brad has player of the day for us, and we are about to jump on the turf right now.
Did you do back over there?
Yeah, just my body's still fucked from the camp.
Yeah. Alright guys, I'm here with our player of the match for the first game. It's the New Zealand Pasifika men's player, Xander Fraser. Xander, congratulations on your man of the match and the win there. Look, it wasn't pretty for a first game out, but you got the points. What will your team be working on for tomorrow's game?
Obviously first game's always a tough one. Obviously we've all come together, first game together in a while, so obviously dust the cobwebs out, and obviously we'll look at the video tonight and see what we can improve on and move to the next game.
Yeah, awesome. And you spent a bit of time last week in the Super Camp with the Black Six program in North Harbour. How did that one go?
Mate, it was good. Obviously a lot of new faces around, some old ones. It was good to obviously get back into that environment and obviously learn things, and just to see how New Zealand wants to be playing in the future. And the future looks bright. Some young boys, and yeah, it was a good experience. Yeah,
awesome. And you've not long been over in the UK as well, playing a bit over there. I think you and your brother and a couple other guys from here. How's the difference in play style from New Zealand and even from Pasifika to what was happening over in the UK?
Difference was probably it was just a bit more structured, faster pace. Obviously you get in that club comp, it's a lot of the international players from all across Europe. So yeah, the big thing was just it's a bit more structured and playing with more intent, and yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on your player of the match performance. We hope the body holds up all right for tomorrow, and we hope to see you out here again in tomorrow's game. But congratulations on the win, and we'll see you over the rest of the weekend.
Cheers, mate. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys, that is our first game done and dusted here. It was the Pasifika men finishing 2-1 winners over the junior Māori side. Coming up on the live stream shortly will be the Pasifika women taking on the New Zealand junior Māori Wahine team. We'll be here for a 1 p.m. hit-off. We'll see you then.